How's everybody doing? You got a big look at my face right now. Real close and personal. You can see how screwed up I look. Um, so there's a video for Monster Hunter Wilds that IGN put out, I believe yesterday, that I did not get a chance to watch. But I've been told um, to look out for some armor. Uh, that a monster has been revealed because of an armor set. And I've been told I will be very happy about this. If I'm not very happy about this, some heads are going to roll. Welcome back to Tilted Glare Gaming. We're going to watch a video today and react to it. As per usual, please remember to like, subscribe, share the video, leave a comment. And let's get going. I guess I should put my headphones on, right? Just starting this right away. I just got home, ate some leftover spaghetti from last night, and then made a pot of coffee, and came straight to record. So let's get going.
On day 3 of my visit to Capcom in Osaka, Japan, I once again sat in a dimly lit conference room. I was playing Monster Hunter Wilds, empty cans of coffee and tea strewn around my station. "You must be tired of being stuck in here playing,"
Yes.
said a friendly employee. And all I could think was, I wish I could play more. This is after I played the first 5 hours of Monster Hunter Wilds' story and hunted 4 monsters in the Well Basin in a different playstate. I just couldn't get enough. There are so many nuances to master with the new weapon and gameplay features, and I'm the type of person who wants to figure out exactly how everything works through repetition and experimentation. I am a guides writer. It comes with the territory. But because of my limited time, I needed to focus on the main story. That's fine. After this hands-on, I know I'll enthusiastically spend hundreds more hours in the game once it's out. I beelined it through the story to make sure I could see everything I could, and in doing so, I crafted and upgraded only what I could as I went.
Alrighty.
That's the basic loop of Monster Hunter. Hunt monster, make better equipment, hunt stronger monster, and sometimes hunt something multiple times to get what you need. With my minimal
Rampapalo armor looks really good. I like that. Rurikon.
preparation, I hunted the first 7 monsters: Chatacabra, Kamatrice, Congalala, Lalabarina, Balahara, Dashaguma, and finally a repel quest for the Leviathan, Uthduna, without much trouble and never once carded.
So I paused it to look at her outfit. I don't see anything new, but she's never carded, or she not never carded. She did not cart for those 7 monsters. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I'm assuming it's low rank. I would assume it's low rank. And if we're all being honest with ourselves, let's just be serious for a minute here. We want Monster Hunter to be hard, okay? We don't want it to be easy street the whole way. However, low rank, if we're all being honest with ourselves, if we took the monsters serious like we do in Master Rank or G Rank if you're, old enough with the series to remember that, none of us would faint in low rank. Like, everyone who has Monster Hunter experience that played Master Rank Iceborne or Master Rank Sunbreak will not cart to a low rank monster if they're taking it as serious as a Master Rank monster. It just doesn't happen. The moves aren't as fast. Yes, you have less armor. Proportionally, they do about the same amount of damage, sometimes less, a little less, but like, there's so many less moves. They move slower, so not a huge deal. However, if that continues throughout the game, that'd be an issue.
When I played Monster Hunter World for the very first time, even Toby Gadachi gave me trouble, so I was surprised to encounter such little friction while playing Wilds. I was actually so surprised that I went back and replayed the story in Monster Hunter World through Anjanath, the 7th large monster. Well, the answer is, I've just gotten a whole lot better since I first played World, even though by that point I had been playing Monster Hunter since the very first one on PlayStation 2.
There you have it. She's a veteran hunter. Someone who works for IGN knows a good game. Thank you. But she's a veteran hunter, so, you know. And again, she just said she went back and played, World again, and it was much easier for her second playthrough. So I'd say take that with a grain of salt. Obviously, yes, we want it to be harder, but I don't think any of us that are veterans in the series are ever going to have an experience like our first or even second Monster Hunter game ever again. And if we do, and it's the opening game, so like Wilds is the opening game, like World was the opening game, not like Iceborne. Iceborne is the expansion, the harder edition. If it's the opening game and veterans are struggling, this is a hot take, but I think that's the wrong move because you're going to push so many people out. That being said, they do have to do something as the game progresses to make it harder, or else the game's going to become stale eventually and people are going to stop playing. It's going to become just another game of the same thing, year after year, and we don't want that. So let's keep going.
I easily ripped through everything in World up to Anjanath, who then made me sweat a bit before I defeated it on my first try. It's funny because I felt the same as when I played Monster Hunter Rise. I thought to myself, this feels so much easier, and in some ways this could be because of the fun zippy wirebug mechanic and other factors, but that feeling was largely due to my increased skill as a player after 600 hours in World and Iceborne.
Rise, you just move faster. Playing both World and Rise together and Iceborne and Sunbreak together really gives you perspective on how much faster you as a character move in Rise Sunbreak than you do in World Iceborne. World Iceborne is so much more grounded, so much more direct, slower movement, slower speed. Even the monsters move a lot slower. Rise Sunbreak, it's just you're whipping around and you have to have your head on a swivel. You have to be good with the analog stick. I actually suspect a lot of people have issue with Rise Sunbreak for difficulty when it comes to if they aren't good with camera movement. If you're not good with camera movement, Rise Sunbreak will be horrible, I think. But if you're good with camera movement, it's fine.
That's not to say I'm now some pro-level monster hunter, I'm certainly no speedrunner, but I've improved enough to notice. I'm bringing this up because I often see this lamentation in the community, questioning perhaps is Monster Hunter simply getting easier? I would suggest that we may just be growing into better hunters.
Yes, I agree.
Things are certainly becoming more streamlined and accessible, see optimal health and status recovery and the focus mode that makes it easier to aim, but the developers' goals don't suggest they intend to make Monster Hunter easier. Monsters have been adjusted to account for the new focus and wound systems, and the art director and executive director of Wilds, Kaname Fujioka, said the difficulty in Wilds generally follows suit from World. Series producer Ryozo Sugimoto added, "We've been incredibly careful in Wilds to guide players to the fun of Monster Hunter without changing the core of the series. And I very much feel that."
That's good to hear.
Wilds immediately directs players into the meat of what Monster Hunter really is. Hunting large monsters that could be set-piece bosses in other games. The main missions smoothly integrate many small monster hunts and gathering as part of the story, which is a wonderful...
Okay, side thing here. Look how detailed
these necessary...
that thing of honey is. It's got a blur there because I stopped at a bad time, but Look how detailed this is. That is so freaking cool. For everyone saying that World, like this is not an upgrade from World graphics, it definitely is. I've not even played it yet, and it definitely is. Just look at that.
Activities without them feeling like a roadblock.
If it's honey you're after, I know the perfect spot.
I admit I'm conflicted about all of these upgrades. I find myself always wanting to pull a back in my day and describe some archaic, ludicrous thing we used to have to do just to get by to be able to enjoy the game. Like delivering explosive powder stones from the top of a volcano while avoiding Gravios and Ioprey, and then doing it 3 more times because the quest didn't count as cleared unless you were the one who posted it and your whole party of 4 needed to clear it to join the next quest.
Yeah, that sucks. That was horrible in the old games. Another thing that a lot of older hunters like to complain about is the tracking system. Honestly, I think World's tracking system, as much as it's not perfect, is probably the best tracking system we've had. Paintballs is not tracking. At least the way that they had it in older games. You had to first find the monster, but finding the monster did not require any searching for prints, searching for bodies of other monsters that that monster might have eaten or taken down or whatever. It required none of that. It required you basically memorizing where the monster spawns. That's not hunting. That's not hunting. And then the paintball, you throw it at it and it lasts for 5-10 minutes, whatever it was, and then fades away. Again, that's not hunting. That is that's just an arbitrary system that you're just managing over the hunt. I think World did it better, like actual tracks. Now, if they want to combine the two, I'd be fine with that. But I don't think tracking in the old games was actually a thing. I think that's just a bias by us older players, older veterans of the games.
I suppose I'm trying to say Monster Hunter has come a long way, and making it less convoluted and stripping away its non-essential bits and pieces has made it more palatable to a much larger crowd.
Yes.
Now it's largely just delectable meat with the occasional bone and dessert. There are no bitter vegetables to power through to be able to enjoy everyone's favorite parts, except maybe grinding for a specific material.
What do you think we'll find?
And while on one hand I'm overjoyed that so many people have grown to truly enjoy something I love, there was something about being one of the few who prided themselves on eating their vegetables with a smile on their face. Even so, the evolution of Monster Hunter has continued to impress me. The nostalgia I have for how things used to be doesn't cloud my judgment enough to make me misremember how I actually felt more often than not about needing to gather dozens of mushrooms and herbs and wyvern eggs before I could just finally hunt. This is tedious, and my god, please just let me kill a monster.
Yeah, to a point.
Wilds
Hey,
delivers
Fango.
the thrill of hunting a monster faster than ever before. The main story immediately spits you into the thick of things, and you'll have hunted your first large monster in the first 20 minutes after customizing your character and palico. There are no
Nice.
Hessidon kerfuffles to contend with. You are one of the chosen hunters to protect your fleet from the big bads, and so that's what you do.
Okay.
Okay, so we're a chosen hunter. We're not some new hunter working up the ranks. We are established, is what I'm gathering from that. That's cool. That's like a different take on it. I don't think any of the other games we've had that. Trying to think back. I've not played DOS or DOS. Monster Hunter 1 was no. 3 was no. 4, no. And obviously not World. I mean, you were an A-list, quote unquote, an A-list hunter. But you weren't like revered as this great hunter. You were just, you're just another hunter on this fleet. We picked you up, and you're kind of just a regular hunter, I think, and not Rise either. So that's interesting.
Okay now.
The action of these monster hunting quests are seamlessly woven together with narrative tasks that drive the story and exciting cutscenes that drop you right into the fray.
We'll meet up later.
Travel is often accompanied by NPCs who progress the story with dialogue, so little time is wasted. The entire experience feels full and is structured like a more traditional RPG, as you aren't posting quests from a board and loading into a map like in previous Monster Hunters. At the same time, you still have robust freedom to explore and discover things on your own without having your hand held. I'll need to play more to discover exactly how the new decoration system and ingredient farming work, but it does appear you'll still need to keep up on eating and inventory management yourself to be the best hunter you can be.
Whoa. Gonna go for a drink. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? So now wait. She's wearing Chatacabra headgear. But that's green, not blue. And it doesn't have orange on it. Now wait. I'm pausing. I'll be right back. Just a second. All right. I found it. Okay. Monster Hunter. Lagiacrus gear. Look at that. Look at that. I have another one here. Now wait. Right here. This is a 3D model made by Hellgab 15. That is Lagiacrus gear. That is definitely Lagiacrus. I tried to look at Capcom's portal. I couldn't find anything in here to like go through and check it out. Although Monster Hunter Stories maybe. Now wait. Armor. Images. What do we got? 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 Yeah. Okay. Now wait. It's a little different. It's a little different. Oh, I'm hoping. I don't know what other monster it could be. Off the top of my head. What other monster have they announced that it could be? Tetsukabra's armor is cool too. Okay. We're gonna. I'm assuming that's what my friend was talking about. So Lagiacrus confirmed. Lagiacrus confirmed. Yes. Please. Laggy.
Hunter you can be. I do hope there are challenges ahead that will require adequate preparation to succeed, as that's where I think Monster Hunter shines its brightest. But I do believe I may have encountered at least one of those in the Oil Well Basin.
I think these might be traps.
Okay, hard monster in Oil Well Basin.
We discussed the Oil Well Basin and the 4 monsters I hunted there at length in our interview with the developers, but to summarize, Rompopolo, Ajaraken, Gravios, and the area's apex, the Black Flame New Udra, inhabit the Oil Well Basin, which is
Okay, so his name is New Udra. New Udra. On the same lines as Uthduna and Raydao, kind of. That's interesting. It's going to take me a while to learn that, like, the name of that. New Udra.
is designed to be more vertically connected rather than the more horizontally laid out Windward Plains and Scarlet Forest. Though it's filled with lava and mucky oil silt, it's inspired by the deep sea and the inhabitants of the ocean floor. This is much more apparent during the plenty, especially at night.
Lagiacrus is going to be here. This is where it's going to be. I'm calling it. This is where we're going to find Laggy.
where deep into the oil well basin takes on an ethereal blue hue to contrast its muddy palette during the fallow and the bright, burning red-oranges of the fire spring. The
I really
change
like
in
that armor.
climate sometimes made me feel like
Really
I was
like it.
in an entirely different place, and this was even more pronounced in the oil well basin. The appearance even changes quite drastically from day to night, which add even more variety to these vast, large, diverse maps, meant to be 2 to 2.5 times the size of the maps in World. I feel like I barely got a handle on the layout of the oil well basin while hunting, and will likely need to make a concerted effort to learn its flow and remember where things are. Like the very
Wait a second, what was that?
effort to learn its flow.
This here. What is that? No, go back.
Well basin while hunting, and will likely need to make a concerted effort to learn
It's like a jellyfish, almost like in Iceborne. But different colors, obviously. I don't see the outline like it's in Iceborne.
its flow and remember where things are, like the very helpful environmental traps. As for the monsters I faced there, they were a unique and impressive bunch. Rompopolo is absolutely grotesque and makes great use of its environment by injecting gas into the ground to cause large explosions that bubble up from beneath the oil silts.
Definitely weird.
When I beat it down enough, it deflated, a hilariously sad sight I was delighted to experience.
Got it on the ground.
Ew. Looks worse.
I can see a Jarakan giving some players a bit of trouble. It's an ape-like fang beast that's aggressive, fast, and strong. It also just looks cool. How its body glows when it gets ramped up is magnificent, as is one of its strongest attacks, which looks kinda like a fiery Sonic the Hedgehog homing attack. Though
That's cool.
Gravios, a returning monster, has been a pain in the ass to fight in previous games with its hardy HP pool and super tough defenses, I found fighting it in Wilds much more enjoyable.
How so?
Its hitboxes are more finely tuned, and the developers were able to gradate the toughness of its body more specifically, so it was easier to land hits on the points I actually wanted to get at.
Okay. That makes sense.
I also didn't get hit by seemingly unfair hip checks, which was a welcome change. Gravios is a
Hey. Are you attacking my boy Plesioth? Everyone. Who wants Plesioth back? I'll take Plesioth back. I loved Plesioth in the first game. If you didn't know, in the first game, quests are on rotation. So Plesioth was not always available to hunt. Every time Plesioth was available to hunt, unless I specifically was trying to get other gear, I hunted Plesioth. I love that monster. For all of its quirky bullshit. I love it.
a new attack the devs were happy to be able to implement too. A beam focused on the ground that turns the immediate surroundings into molten rock that persists with a fiery effect for a few seconds.
That's cool as hell.
When it comes to the Apex New Udra, wow, that thing is awesome, and it also really threatened to kick my ass. It's the only monster that carded me during my playtime with Wilds, and I had the hardest time getting a read on its movements and intentions.
Only monster that managed to card her. Okay, so a couple things here. One, the graphical look of the flames. Mwah. Beautiful. Two, that is actually something I was worried about for an octopus monster like this. Theoretically, with all of its tentacles, it should be able to basically keep us off of it and not be able to hit it. Like, it should be a difficult hunt to hunt this thing. So I'm glad to hear that. If this is the monster that gave her trouble, that makes me so happy. Because the only other option you have is it attacks with one tentacle and the rest of it kind of sits there and just doesn't do anything. It's kind of silly.
Udra is an octopus-like cephalopod that uses a skeleton entirely new to the Monster Hunter series. So of course, I wouldn't have any familiarity to rely on. Its tentacles can all move independently of each other, and it hits hard. It's unpredictable.
Sorry for the pause again. Something just came to mind. If they do not have another octopus monster in this game, I'm calling it, they're making a subspecies for the expansion. You will have a subspecies of this monster in the expansion if there's not one in Wilds. I guarantee that's 100%er. 100%er called right here on Tilted Glory Gaming. It is January 31st, 2025. Mark it down. Back to the regular scheduled programming.
Multi-directional attack patterns seem to encourage teaming up with friends or at least NPC support hunters too. New Udra is uniquely beautiful. The sensory organs on the tips of its tentacles glow when it intends to use them in an attack, and occasionally covers itself in oil silt and engulfs itself in flames.
Look at that color.
Another cool use of the environment by an oil well basin inhabitant. One of its attacks even resembles a dangerous fireworks display. Truly, New Udra is an impressive sight to behold. A slithering, octopus-like, menacing creature engulfed in flame, hell-bent on your destruction. I'm really looking forward to how this creature is incorporated into Monster Hunter Wilds' story, too. I had no real context around the monster hunts in my time in the...
Oh, wait. Is this still... Yeah, still 1440. Maybe it's just the oil on her. On, Nuthduna. That makes her look like that. It doesn't look great, in my opinion. But, I mean, if it's supposed to be because it's oily, I understand.
Oil Well Basin, as I could only really experience the hunts themselves after the quest start and before the quest complete screen. So all I can really tell you is that the monsters I fought in this build were high rank, as well as my equipment. The build I played in graphics mode on the PS5 also performed significantly better than the open beta test. The
Okay, so that's good to hear that it performed better. But fucking what? High rank? She's not saying the entire thing she played was high rank, right? Just these monsters in the Oil Well Basin, I'm assuming. But she still said Nuthduna was the only one to cart her. Maybe Nuthduna is not as high up as we think for high rank. Maybe that's the case. Because that does give me some pause right there. If that is high rank and Ajarakan didn't cart you, or didn't almost cart you at least, that has me worried.
monsters and environments acted as they were meant to, for the most part, and I didn't experience any jarring graphical issues or bugs. This comes with the caveats that I was offline playing in single player, and that I, personally, probably wouldn't notice if there was a small graphical stutter while...
I just noticed something. I know I'm pausing a lot. I'm sorry. Right there. Is that our new crit indicator?
Personally, probably...
Because the other, or is it when it's yellow, it's crit? Because before it was like the parentheses or whatever, with the like the white slash that went through. I'm guessing that is like a toned down version.
And that I...
Yeah, that was definitely, but it's white numbers. Now, it was a shield hit. Maybe it's for blunt? That's interesting. But did you see the flash? Like, watch for the flash here.
offline playing in single player.
So, regular. So, it's definitely not because it's a shield hit, because that's a shield hit there. And that one came up yellow.
And that I...
That one kind of gave the light. I'm guessing that's a crit. I'm guessing that's a crit.
Personally, probably wouldn't notice if there was a small graphical stutter while fighting for my life. But if you're in it for the gameplay, I can confidently say that Monster Hunter Wilds works well and looks good, in my opinion. I'm especially impressed by the fire and lava effects I saw in the Oil Well Basin.
Wow, what a view!
Oh,
One
that
of
looks
my biggest
beautiful.
curiosities is how Wild's story progression will work in multiplayer, as it's one of the best parts about Monster Hunter and something I haven't been able to experience in Wilds outside of the open beta test. But I'm told you'll be able to play through the story with friends without the roadblocks encountered in World, which is the most important factor to me. The impressive variety of monsters in Monster Hunter Wilds, both in appearance and behavior, and the environments I've seen have so much attention to detail that it's clear how much care the
So
developers
colorful.
put into the series. This is especially so after speaking with them about it. Truthfully, I could yap about Monster Hunter for days, but I'll leave it at this. I can't wait to sink another 300 hours into a new Monster Hunter.
300.
Thanks for watching our preview on Monster Hunter Wilds. Make sure to look out for the full final review closer to launch. For more on Monster Hunter Wilds now, don't miss our interview with the developers on the Oil Well Basins and its apex, New Udra, or our inside look at how the devs select monsters. And for everything else in the world of gaming, stick with IGN.
Okay. So what we will do is we will turn the volume down on this and put this back. Okay, so Lagiacrus confirmed, maybe, hopefully, please. I think it is. I think Laggy will be in it. There's no way that Laggy is not going to be in it. I don't think there's any way at all that Laggy's not in the game. Because, and I've thought about this since they unveiled the Black Flame, not only do they have Leviathans in the game, but they also have a new skeleton that you cannot tell me is going to be easier to animate than a Leviathan. There's no way the Black Flame, and I'm going to continue to refer to it as the Black Flame until I freaking remember the name of the damn thing. Nuthduna? Something like that? Nuduna? I don't know. Anyways, you're not telling me that the octopus is easier to animate and make, come out correctly, that it doesn't like clip through the floor and everything. You can't tell me that that's easier than Leviathans. So if that made it into the game, there's no reason any Leviathan they want couldn't be in it. Snakes might be a little bit harder because they're on, slithering around all the time, basically the entire body. But regular Leviathans should be fine. As far as difficulty, I wasn't worried. Then I got concerned. I got concerned a little bit. We'll have to see in the final game. There's really no way to tell until we get to the final game. So there's no sense in worrying about it too much, especially since we are, veteran hunters for the most part. But it is something to keep an eye on. I would not get all up in arms about it, but it is definitely something to keep an eye on. Other than that, I'm just super surprised that there's like someone at IGN that plays a really good game and likes a really good game series. They're not exactly known anymore for their good takes on things. So IGN, I forget what her name is, but whoever the lady that did this video and did all the info for IGN first with Wilds, keep her. It will help you. Help promote her. So that's that. But I just want to say thank you guys again for watching. A little bit of housekeeping here. Some of you may have noticed we did upload an X link to the channel. Discord is coming very soon. I'm putting the final touches on that, getting kind of acclimated to what that is, because I've never really dealt with Discord before. It's never been my forte. So that is coming. I'm just putting the last couple things on that yet, figuring some things out yet on that. Hopefully this weekend, that'll be done, because I want to be able to talk to you guys and set up like times that we can get on to hunt together, times that we can get on play Warhammer together. You know, any game we're playing, I want to be able to get on and play with you guys and like experience it with the community. So if we can get that going, that'd be sweet. With that, expect some more games coming to the channel through February and March. February and March really peaks up again in some games coming out. So keep an eye out for that. We do have a couple games listed in a catalog of mine saved that I want to touch on. I don't know if I'm going to get to all of them. I don't know if we're going to do full playthroughs of all of them. But I definitely want to get into quite a few. And with putting out videos as often as we do, I feel like we can do that. That's part of the reason why I want to keep this level of upload going. So if you like that, please, again, like, subscribe. I really appreciate it. It lets me know that what I'm doing is working and you guys are watching the content. Doesn't have to be everything, but you guys, if whatever you want to watch, great. If you guys want to skip a video, that's fine. Don't do anything you don't want to do. But the more you engage, the more I know that what we're doing is good here. So with that being said, I thank you again for watching, listening to my little blurb at the end here. So thank you very much. We will wrap it up here, and I'm going to go make some more videos tonight. So we'll see you in those. You guys have a good night. Thank you, and goodbye.